Oh my gosh, it's so quiet in here. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Let me pull up my information here. Hello, you guys. Even though no one is in here yet, I affirm all is well. I literally just finished the collective reading. It's a lot of energy out here. So a recap from the last reading. It resonated with me a lot. A lot, especially as far as the emotions. I got to go back and listen to the reading to tell y'all specifically which parts resonated with me. But the emotional part for sure. Having these deep conversations for sure. Working with that mother energy and water. It was spot on for me. And I have been working with the water. I always work with the moon. Technically, I always work with water. But this month especially, it has been the rise of the matriarch for me and my family. Okay, so I got the reading pulled up. Before I get started, there's some new people in this group. So let me introduce myself. I go by the name of Ife Oyin. You can just call me Ife, which means love in Yoruba. I am a certified sound therapist and a Reiki master and energy healer. I'm also a spiritual advisor and astrologer. I'm an herbalist, so on and so forth. I'm a high priestess of an African traditional religion called Palomayombe, which doesn't really matter. This is the form of divination that I like to use. I've always been into astronomy, astrology, the stars, the planets, galaxies. I hope everybody is enjoying their experience, and I hope that you all have taken heed to the past readings and that you have utilized the remedies. These are not only remedies that come from the energy of the planets and their placements, but also remedies provided to us by spirit as well. I do channel these messages. So everything doesn't directly pertain to the planets. Some of this stuff just pertains to the energy in general. Also, before I get started, I want to make it clear that all of these things may or may not pertain to you specifically. This is a collective reading. I do encourage everyone to get a personal birth chart reading so that you know how these placements affect you specifically. Okay, this is just the collective energy right now for all of us. Also, you don't have to do all of the remedies. Use your discernment, use your awareness, and utilize the remedies that do pertain to you for whatever unique situation or experience you're having. Okay? So let us get started. We're having 3 retrogrades this month. Saturn, Neptune, and Mercury are going retrograde. I'm pretty sure majority of us are feeling the effects of this retrograde, right? I'll also provide remedies to help you through this energy too. So this first aspect that I want to talk about, and generally the overall energy that I feel like we're having this month is this is an opportunity to rebuild a strong foundation, especially for those of us who have not been doing the work. And later on, I will get into what doing the work is. because we hear about this all the time on social media. Oh, you need to be doing the work, or I've been doing the work. We're going to talk about what the work is. I'm pretty sure I put that in here somewhere. But so the first aspect I want to talk about, which is occurring today. This transit is happening today. Y'all probably don't know what that means, but on today, Neptune went retrograde in Aries, the sign Aries. What does retrograde mean? Retrograde is when we look in the sky and a planet appears to be moving backwards. It appears to be moving backwards in the zodiac signs, in the zodiac constellations. And this time calls for introspection, deep introspection. So, wow, a time for introspection, yeah. So this specific retrograde, when it comes to Neptune, because Neptune is our planet of illusion, right? So a lot of illusions are going to be shattered this month. All of the things that some of us have been pretending to be okay, pretending to do in our lives, pretending to be, the excuses that we've made for other people to allow them to continue to be in our lives, all of that is coming to an end. Unless we choose to swim against the current. But hopefully we go with the flow and we allow these things to end so that we can rise into our highest destiny. But this retrograde is affecting our family dynamics, our boundaries with our families, and childhood trauma related to our family. Okay? We may be confronting the reality of how our families operate during this time. Huge emphasis on family this whole entire month, which is very significant for me because I just came back home from spending time with my family, my immediate family and my extended family. And there was some much needed healing and conversations that took place during that time. Y'all, I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful. I got answers to ways that I've been feeling, ways that I've been releasing when it comes to certain people in my family. And I had a chance to have a conversation with those people. So I'm just so grateful. And the conversation went so well. And that is a result of not only me doing the work, but them doing the work as well on themselves to even be able to sit and have that conversation. So embrace this time, y'all. It may be difficult to have these conversations and to feel these feelings, but it's so necessary for our highest good, in my opinion. So the illusions that we formed about our families can be shattered, and this can be an emotional time as we face reality. Your mind may feel cloudy, or should I say I would love to include myself in all of this as well, because like I always tell y'all, I have to fight these energies too. I have to fight my demons too. I have to stay high vibrational as well. It's constant work for me too, you know, but I be passing tests and stuff, you know what I'm saying? We be passing tests around here. This it. So our mind may feel cloudy during this time. Some of us may feel confused and may just want to retreat into hermit mode, into solitude, right? Some of us may feel overwhelmed by emotions, not just from this month, but from the previous month. And if you felt emotional in a slightly negative way last month, it will intensify this month. So be aware of that. Everything that happens right now is for our growth in areas of spirituality, generational and lineage wise. People are learning their family roots a lot better. I know that I am, even though my mom has written books about our family history. This past family gathering, we just learned so much more. And being on our ancestral grounds in New Orleans, where our ancestors were held captive, where they were slaves, where they were transported to from Haiti, it was just, it felt beautiful. It just felt beautiful, y'all. So I learned a lot more about my family. I feel a deeper connection with my lineage. We're getting to know ourselves better and recognizing generational curses. This is a time for breakthroughs, okay, and for emotional maturity so that we can rebuild a stronger foundation. On the bright side of this energy, the Neptune in retrograde, creative communication is sparking, and much needed healing conversations are happening in our homes, in our immediate family. This energy is leading us to breakthroughs. Okay, so I hope that y'all truly believe that, and I hope that y'all feel that. Here are some remedies for that energy there. The first remedy is to have those tough conversations with your family. Not to change anybody, but to establish boundaries and to explore exactly what's happening with whoever is happening with. If you have some type of disconnect with somebody in your family, now is a great time to have those conversations. If the floor is open to have those conversations. If everybody or if those involved have been doing the work on themselves. If not, then the conversation can get heated because of other aspects that I'm going to talk about a little later on. So it's a time to speak up in a mature way and go for the reality that we desire, which I'm sure all of us desire a high vibrational reality, right? None of us want to be sad and depressed and separated from our peoples, right? I don't know about y'all, but I don't. I love my family. I love my tribe. I love the people that I'm around, and I'm not going to go through life acting like I don't love people. In my opinion, that's weak. That's cowardly. So, like I've said, I've had these tough conversations, and it was much needed. It was very necessary, and I'm so grateful that it happened. The next remedy: if there is no opportunity to do shadow work out loud with family, then do the shadow work alone, of course. Because I know that all situations are unique. Everybody's not going to want to sit down and have those tough conversations. Everybody's not ready for that, even if you are ready for it. The only thing that we can do is accept it. Accept how others feel. Even if that means not having those conversations, not gaining closure. Still do the shadow work for yourself. Release and move forward. Okay? That's where we utilize our spiritual practices to keep our nervous system calm and to detach. It's out of our hands at that point. So come to terms with childhood experiences and the journey that others choose to walk. Again, that's just reiterating detachment, accepting, releasing. Another remedy is to expect to get the much needed answers you have concerning home and family. Stay open to deep conversations. By that, and when I was channeling that energy, it was giving That, of course, some of us are going to have some people who are not willing to talk about these situations or these feelings or whatever it may be. But we want to go into all situations expecting to have a desirable outcome. That is the law of attraction. You get what you expect. So if we expect someone to be hard-headed, nonchalant, standoffish, not wanting to talk, then that very much may be what is happening. But the universe is working with us right now, and if you stay high vibrational, you will receive desirable outcomes. I hope that makes sense. Another remedy is to get a spiritual advisor who will assist you in shadow work, cleansing your aura and space, and staying high vibrational. I don't know about y'all, but I had to get a spiritual advisor. I still have a godmother. Even though I am a godmother to other people, I still have a godmother. And that is necessary, in my opinion, because spiritual advisors have different spiritual gifts. Spiritual advisors are initiated into different secrets of the universe. They are granted access to different realms. So I feel like it's definitely necessary to consult with somebody who is experienced in these fields, experienced in cleansing your energy, experienced in doing deep shadow work. And when you're looking for a spiritual advisor, you want to pay attention to the person's life. Are they on social media arguing with people? Are they enjoying their own experience? Are they struggling in life? Or are they abundant? Etc., etc. Another remedy. Continue to tap in with your feminine side. Continue to work with water. Since this is an emotional time, water rules our emotions. Continue to work with water. And practice expressing your emotions clearly. How do we work with water? The remedies or the rituals that you can do to work with water are listed in the previous reading, but you can talk to your water. Say affirmations into your water. You can take a spiritual bath to assist you in releasing, or to assist you in whatever. A spiritual bath is universal. You can do anything in that water. Literally. And to work with the moon. That's another way to work with water. Typically, I do work with the moon. That's what these astrology readings are for. And any other remedies that I've posted in the group previously. I don't really post remedies around the full moon or the new moon like I used to, because I'm pretty busy nowadays. But if you go back into the photos of this group, then you can click on a few things, and there's so much posted in this group. How to clear your chakras and meditations and all types of things. So try to utilize that and go back in the group and reread some of the practices and spiritual techniques that I, myself, and others have posted in this group. This is a time to apply everything that you've learned over the past couple years of your existence. Okay? Our wisdom is being tested heavy during this time. Our wisdom is being tested, y'all. This is a test. This month will be a test. And the last remedy for this aspect is to get a head or Ori cleanse. Ori means head in Yoruba. Ori is the spirit that sits on our head. It is known as our higher self. It is known as the one that is connected to the all, to the most high divine source. In order to keep that communication open with our Ori that sits with the most high divine source, we should cleanse that spirit. We should cleanse our head. Oh, and that just sparked something else in my mind, but let me finish this before I say that. Get a head or Ori cleanse by a priest or priestess to keep emotions calm, to clear confusion from your mind, to keep your head connected to the most high divine source, and to protect that line of communication from lower vibrational energies. You most definitely want a priest or priestess to do this, because you don't want to cloud your own mind. Also, previously in this group, I said something similar to avoid speaking negatively when you are touching your head. So like if you're sitting there talking, avoid touching your head when you are speaking not so high vibrational, because that can taint your Ori. And the other thing that I was about to say pertaining to Ori, I literally just forgot. I literally just forgot. Oh, I know what it was. Okay, so I see a lot of posts going around, especially since there's been a lot of rain, right? People are encouraging others to get outside and to play in the rain. Which, don't get me wrong, it can be a great thing, right? It can be a very good thing. There are people like me, from readings that I've had, I'm not allowed to play in the rain and get my head wet. I can play in the rain, but I cannot get my Ori wet, or else it will cause heavy confusion in my life. So even though that is something that is specific to me, be aware of things like that. There is good and bad in all things. There is duality in all things. So pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to what happens after you do certain things. Okay? Because I've even been seeing videos of people playing in the rain, and then they'll turn around and all of their statuses, all of their posts are depressing. And it just takes me back to my reading when Ifa, or when Orunmila told me not to get my head wet. Everybody can't do everything. Everybody can't burn sage. The outcomes are different. Some people experience more Oshogbo, more misfortune when they burn sage. So be mindful of that. Everything that works for everybody else may not work for you. You're a unique individual. In my opinion, you should use divination. You should consult with spirit before you do anything, which is what I do. But moving on to the next aspect. Hello, Shay. Hello, Caprice. Those are the only two names I see. I see that 4 people are watching, but I don't know who you are. So hello. All right, moving on to the next aspect. This is on July 10th. We're having a full moon in Capricorn. Let's talk about this full moon energy, okay? This moon is called the buck moon. It's given its name by Native American, the Algonquin tribes. This information comes from Google, by the way. Google also said the moon got its name because this is around the time male deers is not a word. Hold on. This is around the time male deer or bucks begin to grow their new antlers. Male deer shed their antlers annually and began regrowing them in the spring, with the new antlers being prominently visible by July. Other names for this moon would include the thunder moon, berry moon, and the salmon moon, all pertaining to different regions of the United States. So here are the channel messages, and there's not many for this full moon in Capricorn. I just want y'all to keep in mind too, I'm a Capricorn, so this energy was really easy for me to channel too. So this energy is giving back to reality. There's a deeper realization of what we desire and awareness of the responsibility that comes with the life that we desire. Okay? Capricorns are all about stability. If you know anything about Capricorns, we are all about money as well. We're all about stability and making sure everything is straight. We love comfort. We love luxury. Okay? And Capricorns are, for the most part, disciplined. We work very hard. We're also procrastinators. So sometimes we'll wait till the last minute to work hard. So keep that in mind. You may feel motivated to accomplish your goals and are gaining clear direction on how to accomplish them. The moon being in Capricorn shows that finances are a huge deal right now for a lot of people. I know that finances are always a huge deal because most of the time that's what humans are worried about and focusing on, because it directly pertains to our livelihood and if we're going to eat tomorrow. But that energy is heightened around this time. So be mindful of that. Try not to worry too much about finances. Okay? It is what it is. Money is going to come. Money is going to go. Financial statuses may have some of us emotional during this time. Be sure that you're not taking your emotions out on your family or other people in general. Okay? Emotions can be all over the place due to perceived status and comparing our financial situation to other people's financial situations. So here are the remedies for this aspect. Create a monthly budget. Go to Google, ask GPT for a budget guideline. Okay? And utilize that over the next couple months. Make sure you are circulating your funds and not spending money. What is the difference between spending and circulating money? I think that's a rhetorical question. So spending our money, we know that we're not going to get a return. We know that it's not going to help us out in any way. Buying something frivolous. Oh, I want this wine. Or, oh, I want to smoke a blunt. Those are frivolous things. They're not really doing anything for us. And what is circulating our funds? Investing in ourselves, investing in our education, taking that yoga class, getting that healing session that we know will elevate us for lifetimes to come. Not only will it elevate us, it'll elevate our descendants. It'll elevate our lineage. Investing in a garden because you know that it will feed you for years to come. Not only you, but your lineage. So make sure we are circulating instead of spending. Learn financial literacy. YouTube is a great place. YouTube University. Learn financial literacy. Learn about LLCs. Learn about trust funds. Learn the laws of the United States. Learn the system that you are a part of. You know that system that we complain about all the time? Learn it so that you can better play the game. I know that that is something that I've been doing for the past couple years. And I am grateful. I'm so grateful. If you have any questions when it comes to financial literacy, now I'm not where I want to be, but I can share some resources if that's something that you're interested in. Avoid comparing your journey to other people's journey. That is a remedy. Whatever it takes. Get off of social media. Stop looking at people's story. If it's making you feel some type of way on the inside. If you're looking at somebody's story and you wondering how they doing that in these financial times, you should probably get off their page and figure out how you can do the things that you want to do. Oh, it's a lot of remedies for this aspect. Set goals and stick to it. Capricorns are disciplined for the most part. You may be realizing you lack discipline in areas of finance, and that's okay. Okay? Release, move forward, and stick to your goals. Stick to your budget. It's literally that simple. Be grateful for the realization of what needs to be changed for your highest good. In those moments where we feel bad, where we feel down, where we feel like we're comparing ourselves, because these are things that I've gone through in life as well. It's natural, it's normal, it's human for us to do those things. So never be ashamed of that. Always embrace that. Realize that this is what's going on, and then be grateful that you realized it. Because there's so many people out here who don't even realize that, oh, I feel some type of way when I look at other people enjoying their journey, or when I look at other people flourishing in their experience. Be truthful with yourself so that you can release it. And then be grateful that it came up and that you are feeling these emotions so that you can release it. I hope that makes sense. And that's really the hardest part about healing. Accepting and holding ourselves accountable and accepting the parts of ourselves that we don't want to be, but we realize we are. My bad, y'all. It's really beautiful to me. It's like real beautiful. The next remedy. Look at your birth chart to see what planet is in the second house to assist with the finances in your life. Our second house placements, if you have a birth chart, if you've gotten a birth chart reading before, or if you know your natal chart placements, and really you can go to Google and find out what planets were in what sign when you were born. Okay? Your second house placement talks about your finances. Where your wealth comes from, how your financial status will be throughout this lifetime, how to avoid misfortune when it comes to finances, if that's something that you need to be doing. Okay. Also look to see where any Capricorn placements are to see how you are most likely to navigate through this energy. If you have any signs in Capricorn, it'll better explain to you how to move through this time period. Remember your value and your worth. Okay? Call your power back to you during this full moon in Capricorn. Do some self-care rituals. Capricorns are big on self-care. Matter of fact, Capricorns will cut you off if you're messing up their vibe. They will. Literally every Capricorn that I know in my life, and Capricorns are not even confrontational. We'll literally just fall off the face of the earth. We'll literally just stop replying to you as often as we used to. We will literally move around. Okay? So do some self-care rituals. Really take care of yourself in this season. And that might require a little bit of selfishness. Standing on your boundaries. That is self-care. Saying no. And we don't have to say it in a confrontational way or in a rude way. It's just no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a part of that. That don't make me feel good. I want to go over here and do this. Okay? Release limiting beliefs and bad spending habits. Okay? Release what does not serve you when it comes to finances. For me, that will be smoking weed. I know. And a lot of you know me as Smokey. That was my high school nickname. This month, and really when I got back from New Orleans, something in me was just like, I'm finna stop smoking. That's what I'm going to do this month. I'm not smoking. Hopefully the next month I won't want to smoke either. I think I'm done. It serves no purpose in my life. I could say that it calms me down, or I'm already calm. I could say that it sparks creativity. I'm already creative. You feel me? It ain't doing nothing but eating up my money. I ain't doing nothing but smoking up my funds. And that would be considered spending and not circulating. And fuck that. I choose discipline. I choose elevation. Another remedy would be shadow work on your relationship with money. Some of us need to do shadow work and build a stronger relationship with money, because money is a spirit. Oh yeah, okay. So the next remedy says build a relationship with the spirit of money. All of my Ifa devotees, we know this spirit by the name of Ajay. Right? So for those of us who do practice African spirituality, or for those of us who would like to learn how to work with the spirit of money, to work with Ajay, you can give Ajay offerings of bananas, honey. And when we give honey to any spirit or natural force, because that's what these spirits are, they are natural forces. These are forces of nature. You want to taste that honey first. I always put a dab on any finger except this one. And I forgot why my godmother used to say do any finger except your pointer finger. But I'll go back and ask. But I encourage you to put the dab of honey on any finger except this one. Taste it first and then give the honey to Ajay. And I'm going to tell where you can give these offerings to. Shells are a form of offering to Ajay. Specifically cowrie shells, but you can also give any kind of seashells. White beings. And these offerings can be given to any body of water that leads to the ocean. So rivers, streams, creeks. You don't really want to give the offerings to lakes, because that is more stagnant energy, or like swamps or anything like that. Ajay is a spirit that lives in the ocean. So you want to make sure that this body of water flows to the ocean. Okay. There's other ways that you can work with the spirit of money as well. If you all have any rituals or any ways that you think that we can work with money, please be sure to put that in the comments to assist everybody else in this group. Your way may resonate with others more than the ways that I've suggested. So we're all spiritually inclined in here, most of us, right? So if you have some remedies or some ways that we can work with the Wata, we can work with Ajay, the spirit of money, please put those in the comments. During this full moon, it's a great time to do prosperity rituals. Okay? Create a money or prosperity altar. That is a prosperity ritual within itself. Creating an altar just for your money, just for your finances, just for your higher self that is a multi-billionaire. Decorate it with items from the sea, shiny objects, and money as a place for you to do rituals and offer offerings as well. I realize, and I really don't like to utilize individual altars, but I can say that I do here and there, if that makes sense. And the reason why I don't like to utilize altars that much, now I do have an ancestral altar, okay? I do, and I have had shrines for different spirits. But in my opinion, it's so much better when you go out in nature and you actually work directly with the spirit. What I need a shrine for when I can go to the river? Unless I'm like sacrificing a chicken or something like that. And even then, I still be outside. I don't know. The rules don't pertain to me. I don't know. I encourage you to get out in nature and work with these energies, though. You don't necessarily need an altar. So I'm saying that for the people who think, oh, I don't have an altar, oh, I don't have this space set up, I'm not going to be able to do First of all, you are the altar. Second of all, these spirits are natural. They live in nature. These are not some sky daddy that we praying to, okay? The spirit of money literally lives in the ocean, lives in the waters. Okay? You can talk to your spring water, and you talking to Ajay. Hello? You talking to Yemoja, you talking to Olokun, these different spirits. Literally. Alrighty. Another prosperity ritual would be to light a white or a green candle for prosperity and to show gratitude to the spirit of money. Throw silver coins into natural bodies of water. Blow cinnamon into your home and in through your front door. That first of the month ritual that everyone talks about. Like I said, I like to work with the moon. So I do prosperity blows or cinnamon blows during full moons or new moons, when the energy is heightened and when there's opportunity for new beginnings. Throw some silver coins into bodies of water. Blow cinnamon or carry cinnamon sticks. Carrying cinnamon sticks in your pocket, in your purse, in your wallet. That is a prosperity ritual. Cinnamon is directly related to prosperity. Excuse me. Moving on to the next ritual. Find balance between work and play. That is something that Capricorns kind of struggle with. Working too much, being workaholics, or playing too much, and then later got to catch up with work. I'm guilty of both of them. So, of course, you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Release lack mindset. Because a lot of us are overworking. Mostly because we have this fear of not having enough money, or, oh, I got to pay my bills, or, oh, I got kids, right? So that creates this fear of lack, or that creates this fear and this feeling of lack, right? And by lack, I mean that feeling of, oh, I don't have enough time to go out and play. Oh, I don't have enough time to go to the Bahamas. Right? Fuck that. Sometimes you have to close your books. Sometimes you have to show the universe, hey, this is what I desire. Because that's exactly what we're doing every time we choose to do anything in our lives. We are showing the universe over and over again what we want. Right? So if you're showing the universe over and over again that, hey, I want to work these long hours and have nothing to show for it, have nothing but wrinkles in my forehead and no peace, then that is exactly what you will receive, especially in this season. I got to open my eyes wide so y'all can know I'm serious. I'm dead serious. Spirit is serious. Journal about your financial fears this month. Then burn it, okay, as a release ceremony. After you've sat with it, after you've sat with your fears, after you felt them, maybe even cried a little bit over them, okay, for as long as you need to, sit with that energy and then release it. I like to release through burning things. Fire is just my thing when it comes to releasing. You can release by way of water. You can take a spiritual bath and release in the bath. There's different methods of releasing. Burning a fire works for me, though. Another remedy, and then we got 2 more after this. Some self-esteem rituals and affirmations. You could literally look on YouTube for some affirmations. And a self-esteem ritual would be to write down everything you love about yourself. Write yourself a love letter. I think I said this a few months ago. And I hope some of y'all have utilized that remedy, because that's something that lasts to me for the rest of this lifetime. Ever since I wrote myself a love letter, I haven't doubted myself since then. I have felt accomplished since I have written down everything that I accomplished when I did write it down. That was years ago. I still feel accomplished from that alone. So I encourage y'all to do that. Do that ritual. It is a ritual. A ritual. Okay. Create a self-love altar where you pour into yourself. Technically, I have one of those. Where I pour into myself. You are the altar. Okay. Release the feeling of always having to do something. Capricorns are really goers. They are doers. They don't really talk about it a lot. They just do it, right? And I feel like we've all been conditioned to have this feeling of, oh, I have to do something. I got to do something or else I'll be left behind in society. I'll be financially left behind. We have to remember we set those standards for ourselves, okay? It's okay to rest. It's okay to just be. It's okay to be still. Where are we going? Where are we going? There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. It's okay to rest. It's okay to take breaks. Take a break during this season to show the universe that you deserve rest. And affirm it if that's something that you want. Tell the universe, I deserve rest. And I know that's what a lot of us want, because I see a lot of people saying that they're tired. Tell the universe, I deserve rest. I literally make money just to exist. I have nothing to worry about. All I have to do is wake up. All I gotta do is make sure I wake up. That's it. All I gotta do is open my eyes. Everything else is taken care of. And that's an affirmation that me and my best friend used to say a long time ago when life was trash. We didn't even know that we were affirming that in our lives. We were literally affirming that. And now it's true. The last remedy. For some of us, we need to take advantage of this productive energy. Some of us have been resting too long. Some of us, all we do is rest. Some of us, all we do is go to other people's job and just rely on them to tell us what to do. And then complain about it later on. Right? Honestly. So some of us have been stagnant for too long. Tap into your talents and gifts during this full moon. Dang, I said this. You haven't done any work and you're suffering from it. Get active. That's what Spirit said. Spirit said that some of us ain't did nothing but complain. And it's showing in our lives during this time. The best thing that we can do is take accountability. Know that it's okay. Sit down, look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I haven't been doing the work. I have let the spirit of depression, the spirit of anxiety take the front seat of my life. I haven't been taking control. I haven't been calling my power back. I haven't been releasing. I haven't been clearing my chakras. I don't have a spiritual advisor. It is time to get active. Okay? That's it for that aspect. Okay? Moving on to the next one. Ooh, this one is talking about Saturn retrograde, which is also retrograding in Aries. Saturn rules Capricorn. Okay, so Saturn is our planet of discipline. Oh, I wrote it down right here. It's the ruling planet of Capricorn, and it is our planet of discipline, responsibility, structure, and limitations. I truly thrive in this energy because I used to be a procrastinator. So I thrive in energy that forces us to be disciplined. I like it. I like the challenge. This energy is bringing lessons of discipline, responsibility, maturity, and delayed gratification. Because most of us want instant gratification, right? So that could be a lesson of some of ours during this time. But always remember, Spirit said, slow, steady, and calculated wins the race. When I was channeling this energy, I thought that was interesting because the saying is slow and steady wins the race, but Spirit added calculated in there. So slow, steady, and calculated wins the race. And by calculated, I felt like Spirit was saying, like, we need to know who we are. If we know who we are, if we know what we want, then we know the ingredients to put in the pot. Then we know what kind of meal we're making. If you don't know yourself, what you cooking? You gonna get to your own dinner table and be like, what the fuck? I made this. Make it make sense. Okay? Be mindful of going nowhere fast. Be mindful of going nowhere fast. There's so many people out here who are rushing. They don't even stop to smell the roses. There's so many people out here who are going nowhere fast. Like I said earlier, where is there to go? There's nothing to do but to create the reality that you desire in this lifetime. Where is there to go? What are we doing? Racing to our death? Because nobody makes it out alive. Seriously. A lot of people will realize they've been doing a lot of nothing. Really. So slow down. And remember that you are your only competition. It's impossible to compete against other people. It's impossible. The only people that we're competing against is ourselves and our own standards and our own expectations. You can't compete against me because we don't have the same standards or expectations at all. I can only compete with myself because I know what I desire and I know where I've been and I know where I'm going. Does that make sense? Also, slowing down doesn't bring instant reward. Okay? But it does bring long-term, solid success. Whatever your definition of success is. There's major changes happening in our family, our homes, and our foundations as well. There is major tension between illusions and what is solid and real in our lives during this time period. Are we still on the full moon? Hold on. Oh, this is Saturn retrograde. Okay. So this energy will spark a new beginning when it comes to family, okay? Especially the women of our family. This is the season that the matriarch actually rises. This is the season where the woman is being respected. Oh, Spirit said those who disrespect the woman will suffer. Just wanted to throw that out there. During this time, there will be an increased feeling of lack of hope or confidence for some people. This energy may make some of us want to give up on life in general. So be gentle with people. There's a lot of people on the edge of suicide. There's a lot of people who are having bad experiences. So be mindful of that. Some of us will have some heavy demons to fight during this time. Those thoughts are about to get real. I encourage you to get an Ori cleanse, a head cleansing. I encourage you to take a spiritual bath. I encourage you to cover your head when you are outside amongst civilization. Karma is attacking those who didn't discipline themselves and raise their vibration. What is karma? What is the universal law of karma, you ask? And I just went ahead and got this definition from Google. The universal laws are found in Eastern religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. It is a principle of cause and effect where actions, both physical and mental, have consequences that influence future experiences. Keep that in mind. Good actions or vibrations lead to desirable outcomes, while negative actions or vibrations result in negative outcomes. Okay, so therefore the law of karma, and this is where I chime back in, or where spirit chimes back in, right? This is where we channel, where I start channeling again. But therefore the law of karma is saying that we get in life what we think, what we do, and who we are, right? So the law of karma is saying for every thought, for every action, there is a consequence. And consequence doesn't necessarily mean something bad is going to happen, right? But for every action, there is a reaction. So if I throw a pencil at your face, the consequence may be you want to punch me in mine, right? Or if I go water my plants outside, then the consequence of that will be that my plants will grow, right? Ooh, I had a couple examples, okay? If I think it's going to be a bad day, most likely it will be. If I think that my man is cheating, I'm probably going to eventually find something that looks like he's cheating, right? For every action, there's a reaction. Same with everything in life. Everything has a consequence, even our thoughts. So even if we don't do anything, the law of karma is saying if we are thinking it, it will manifest. Be mindful of that. Because a lot of the karma that people are receiving right now, not even a lot of the karma that people are receiving, all of the karma that everybody is receiving right now, we manifested it. Yeah. Remember a couple months ago when everybody was saying, I hate it here? Stop the earth, I want to get off, type of things like that. You bet they're hating it here. You know, you bet the earth is about to stop so that they can get off. And I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is, and it's true. That's what the law of karma is. Unfortunately, we haven't been taught that. So a lot of us haven't been mindful of that. But now that we are mindful, we can move accordingly. So this month is a gateway for rebirth for those who choose high vibration and discipline. The energy as a whole will challenge our daily routines, our health, okay, our work habits and organization skills, and our usefulness or contribution to the world. Okay. I remember when all of these health videos and health remedies started coming to surface, and there were people online who were trying to convince us that, oh, you don't need to stop eating meat. You don't need to stop doing this. You can continue to do. Those people are suffering right now, especially with all of these solar flares, and the parasites is eating them from the inside out, and they are boiling. Like they're on a frying pan. Right? So be mindful of your health, specifically during this time. It really saddens me when we talk about stuff like that, because even this past family reunion that I just went to, a lot of people were not there because of health reasons, health related reasons. My auntie is one of them. And if we would just take heed, and love ourselves more, then we won't have to suffer from negative experiences. You know? Let me move on before I get to crying. Because there's nothing that I can do. Everybody is choosing what they want to do. The only thing that I can do is relay these channeled messages and lead by example and take care of myself. But anyways, moving on. Thoughts concerning these things will be challenged. Thoughts concerning our daily routines, health, work habits, and organization skills. It's time for a lot of us to get organized too. Not only are our things all over the place, our mind is all over the place too, because we haven't done the remedies from the previous readings. We haven't sat down and actually figured out what we want. We haven't even started taking steps towards the reality that we desire. Because of work, these children, and worrying about Diddy and the government. Yes, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Straight up. Choose to rise. I'm so glad that my tribe is choosing to rise. But I hope that you choose to rise, okay? Choose discipline. Choose discipline. If there is a win, then discipline is the way that we win. Whatever win may be to you, because there's really nothing to win. But if you want to live longer, if you want to be mindful about your life and your lineage's life here on this physical plane, discipline is the recipe. Which is exactly why I'm not smoking this month. I choose discipline. Let's get into these remedies. And then we got one more aspect after this, which is the Mercury retrograde. Mercury and micro braids. All right, so the remedies for Saturn retrograde would be to challenge yourself this month. What is something that you absolutely don't want to stop doing, but it holds no real benefit in your life? For me, it's smoking. So I'm going to stop doing that. And I love to smoke. I do. I love to smoke. My spirits love smoke. Any kind of smoke. My spirits love smoke. So this is going to be so challenging for me, y'all. I'll keep y'all updated. Any other time that I've stopped smoking, though, I've just replaced smoking with breathing. So I'm going to be breathing a lot, doing a lot of breath work. Fast from something this month. Whatever it is that you feel like got a hold on you, fast from it. To show the universe, to show your higher self, and to show yourself that you can be disciplined. Matter of fact, write in the comments what you feel like you need to fast from. Let's get some engagement going in here. What's something y'all need to fast from? I'm tired of sharing my life and then y'all don't share y'all life. Y'all know me, I don't know y'all. Let's get some engagement going. What you need to fast from, friend, tribe? Stand on your boundaries, especially when it comes to money and family dynamics. Okay? Build a connection with the spirit of authority. Authority is a spirit, and that directly relates to discipline. The spirit of authority is my father, Orisha. It's all making sense to me now, too. Because my zodiac sign is discipline. Interesting. I didn't even think about that when I was channeling the message. But this is a clear sign that you need to build. Wait. Build a connection with the spirit of authority. Oh, a clear sign that you need to build this connection is fear of the police. Sunithia, hello sister. If you have a fear of the police, you need to build a connection with authority. If you avoid the police, you need to build a connection with the spirit of authority. I used to be this person. I literally used to go on all the back streets just so I wouldn't come in contact with the police. If you're nervous in the presence of courthouses or the police, you need to build a relationship with the spirit of authority. Feeling inferior to the government. If you're always complaining about the government and, oh, the government is doing this and this and this, when you actually have control over your life, that's probably because you need to build a relationship with the spirit of authority. I'm pretty sure I said how to build a relationship. Hold up. Oh, okay. Ways to work with the spirit of authority, right? You can build an altar for this energy. Now, since I do practice African traditional religions, this is kind of like the only way that I know how to say it. But we call this energy Ogun in Yoruba tradition. In Palo, we call that energy Zerabanda. But let's just keep it Ifa, because there's a lot about Palo that I can't really talk about out loud to non-initiates. But so you can give offerings to this spirit at the railroad tracks. Offerings include popcorn, palm oil, red meat like steaks, beer, rum, gin, iron pieces, and plantain. Or plantains, however you pronounce that. I call them plantain. You can meditate with this energy. If you don't want to go sit at a railroad track and meditate, you can grab something that is iron or steel. Go grab that cast iron pot out your kitchen. Nah, I'm for real. And sit with it and meditate with that energy. If you need some assistance, just inbox me. I got you. Say affirmations relating to the spirit of authority. You can Google some affirmations. You can YouTube some affirmations. An example of an affirmation would be, I am safe to assert myself with confidence. I am confident, responsible, and disciplined. I do not fear authority because I have authority in my life. So I understand why authority is necessary. Literally, I didn't like the police. And as I kept working with Ogun, because Ogun is my father, Orisha, I started to realize how necessary that energy is. Because I'm grateful for the police. You know, there's a lot of terrible things that the police has done. But just think about it. Let's say a riot breaks out. And you're enjoying your experience, right? You're having a great time in your life. Like, you're sitting on your land, you're fishing, or whatever, you're laying out naked, and this whole mob, this whole riot comes on your land. Now, you can shoot them, but let's just say, I don't know, it's 1,000 people. Some outrageous number like that. It's 1,000 people who, like, bombarded your land, and you're sitting out there naked with some wine, and, you know, you got your little pew-pew with you, but you need backup. You would want the police to handle that, wouldn't you? I don't know. I would. I can't speak for everybody else. But anyways, build a relationship with the spirit of authority, y'all. It made sense like that for me because honestly, I don't want to deal with other people. I started realizing, hey, I actually do like calling 911. And because I have this relationship with authority, because police used to do me dirty. There's a time a police told me that he was going to pull me out the car. That's when I had a real bad relationship with the police. But I realized nowadays, ever since I built that connection, y'all, it still blows my mind to this day. The police love me. The police love me. You know, and at least in my presence, I can actually see them doing their job. Now I don't get pulled over for random things. Because it used to be when I would pass by the police, I would have this fear in my heart. My heart would drop. I had this anxiety even when I wasn't doing anything wrong. And I would look in my rearview mirror and I'd be damned if they turn on the lights and come after me. Almost every single time, y'all. That's because I had a terrible relationship with authority. Now it's nothing like that. Like, anywhere I'm at, the police is literally doing a job. Protecting people. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know? That goes back to what we were talking about earlier. The universal law of karma. We attract what we think, what we do, and who we are. Straight up. All right, moving on to the next remedy. I'm almost done, y'all. Show gratitude to the women of your family. You can do that with a simple call, a simple text, send them some flowers. Also, give offerings to the waters for the women and the mothers of your lineage. Okay, call their names. And let them know that you see them. This will bring blessings into our lives to honor the matriarch, to honor the women of our family, of our lineage. So I'm going to take my peoples some flowers this weekend when I go down to my grandma's house to help them out. Oh, this next remedy is in all caps. I don't know who needed to hear this, but Spirit was very big on this. Stop comparing your life to other people's life. Stop doing that. Get off of social media. Some of us need to get off social media. Because when we do that, especially when we feel lack because somebody else has something that we don't have, we start creating space to not have it even more. When we're always paying attention to what we don't have. Okay, look. See, now I'm going into the universal law of attraction. We're going to go back over the universal laws too. I'm going to try to go back, find them in this group and repost them. Because the universe gives you more of what you focus on. That is the universal law of attraction. That is how we attract, right? So if I'm focusing on, oh, I don't have and they have, or have this internal feeling of, dang, I want what they got, I will never have it. We have to focus on and be grateful for what we do have so that the universe can give us more. This is why gratitude is such an important and imperative ingredient when it comes to manifestation. The key to manifestation is gratitude. Nothing else. Fuck all the rituals, fuck all the candles, all the herbs. The key to manifestation is gratitude. You have to learn how to be grateful. And the universe will give you more of what you are grateful for. I can promise that I could literally put that on my life. Because I'm a living witness. I'm a walking example. Literally. And I'm grateful to be that too. Find the beauty in your own life. This is still in all caps. Find something in your life to be grateful for. Write a list of things that you're grateful for. Something happens when we write things down. Really, not something happens, but we open a portal when we write things down. Write down the things that you are grateful for. Okay? Find the beauty in your own life. Or Spirit said, suffer. If you don't find the beauty in your own life, you will suffer. And I'm done suffering. I don't know about y'all. I've already done that when I was a Christian. I already laid on the cross. This the rebirth, baby. This the rebirth, shawty. For real. Alright, 3 more remedies. Keep your head covered to protect your energy. Protect your body and aura with affirmations, crystals, baths, oils, etc. Whatever you utilize for protection. Up your protection. I think we said that last month. Learn to expect the best in life. Speak or listen to affirmations of expecting the best from the universe. I expect for my life to be great. And that's what I will look for every day of my life. I expect abundance. I expect to have great foods every day of my life. I expect love in my life. That's why I got it. I expect high vibrations in everything that's attached to me. Period. Everything else, I've literally deleted out of my brain. I don't even think about misfortune. For what? When I'm thinking about fortune. Okay? And the universe is blessing me with fortune. And I'm showing that I'm grateful for that. And the universe is giving me more of that. Take this time to clean your thoughts. Rewire your brain processing with affirmations. That's what affirmations are for. We're not just saying them to be cute. We're saying it to rewire our brain and to make that our daily language. If you're not talking to yourself nice every day, I don't know what you're doing. If you still around here saying, I'm dead, I don't know what you're doing. You're speaking death over your life. Mindful of what we're saying. Okay? Mindful of what we're thinking. And those negative thoughts do come into our minds, right? Because there's so many things talking to us in here. Our higher self is talking. Low vibrational entities are in this motherfucker talking. You have to learn how to fight with affirmations. You have to learn how to fight low vibrational entities with affirmation. Or prayer. Because there's some Christians in here too. Or prayer. Now, I don't recommend always praying. Sometimes people need to sit and listen. That's where meditation comes in at. And I know a lot of Christians don't actually sit and listen or sit and meditate. So I just wanted to throw that out there. You know, there should be times when we are affirming, when we are praying. There should also be times when we are sitting and being still and listening. And really just being. Too. To show ourselves like, hey, I don't have to always be doing something all the time. I can stop and smell the roses. I can stop and enjoy this experience. Ooh. Take this time to clean your thoughts, rewire your brain processing with affirmation. Oh, and release thought patterns and habits that don't serve you. Okay? We always have to remember to release. Releasing really does help. I don't know about for y'all, but for me, it's a must. I must release. Whether I'm crying, whether I'm setting something on fire, whether I'm cussing it out. Because y'all, I be cussing stuff out. I be cussing entities out when they try to be on me heavy. I don't get spiritually attacked like I used to. And I think that's because my protection is just like, my protection boundaries are just so strong. At this point, I wouldn't say that low vibrational entities can't get through, but hey, you're going to have to hit me with your best shot, baby, because this brain is rewired. We release over here. Okay, we affirm over here. Divinely protected. Let's move on to this last aspect, y'all. This is happening July 17th. July 17th. Mercury will be retrograding in the fire sign Leo. It's a lot of fire energy going on right now, too. All of the planets, all right, let me rewind. Saturn and Neptune are retrograding in Aries. Ooh, and Mercury is retrograding in Leo. Oh, I didn't even write much here. Oh, okay. But the energy is intense. It's still lingering on me a little bit. I'm gonna have to go outside and cleanse after channeling these messages. But this retrograde is provoking a battle between our emotions and our thoughts. Now is not a good time to look for or start new romantic relationships. Okay. There's also blockages when it comes to expanding our education and travel. Especially when it comes to spirituality. And earlier when I was channeling this message, I felt like there's some blockages when it comes to expanding our education when it comes to spirituality, because most practitioners are gatekeeping. The only way that you can get real information from them is to sit in their classes. And right now, I feel like I got the cheapest courses. I have the cheapest services on the block. Because when I go and look at other spiritual practitioners, their stuff is $1,500. You got to come with bands to be able to participate in their courses, in their rituals, in their ceremonies, etc. So yeah, it may be difficult to get into spiritual classes and courses right now because of the prices. You know, we got that moon in Capricorn. So that's going to really be affecting the spaces that we're able to be in. Mercury in retrograde. Okay. Oh, we're right here. Okay. This is a time for us to reevaluate our beliefs and become disciplined about walking those paths that feel true to our core, that feel true to our most authentic selves. Also, be mindful that somebody may go to jail or experience legal issues this month, especially if they lack that connection with authority. You know, those who are always saying, fuck the police. Yeah. Mercury retrograde brings problems in communication, especially if we have not been doing the shadow work concerning marriages and business partnerships and contracts. So those are the areas that's going to be affected the most. Retrograde also causes delays. Technology may glitch or experience issues during this time as well. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with that now. Mercury have technology going crazy. Things may not go as planned during this retrograde. Be mindful of that. There may be strong disagreements when it comes to religious beliefs, especially in our marriages and partnerships. Debates may arise. Remain rooted in high vibration as much as you can. Now is not a good time to get pregnant. Utilize your neem oils, my sisters, your oil of oreganos, okay? Neem oil and oil of oregano are natural, what are they called? Birth control. So if you don't want to get pregnant, utilize those or look for some natural birth control. I don't recommend you go to the hospital and get on day birth control because we know what that do. Have you out here fucked up. Self-expression and creativity may be blocked during Mercury retrograde. We're already in the pre-shadow, so some of us may already be feeling these effects. This can be a super emotional time. I know that last month I said that it was going to be very emotional. This month it is times 20. Not even times 10, times 20. Because the aspects that I was looking at earlier, I don't know how to explain this, but planets that are retrograding are aspecting planets that are retrograding. And these are not desirable aspects either. So y'all be mindful of that. You and your partner may be having conversations about better options for communications. These conversations are necessary. Okay? That's also how you know that this is your person too. If somebody is willing to sit down with you and talk about better ways to communicate, if somebody is willing to sit down with you and say, hey babe, we got a problem. Okay, the communication ain't communicating how it should be communicating. The fuck? Hold on to that person. Hold on to that person. Because that's what's necessary in this energy. We all have to realize where we are being blocked or the areas in our life that need work. That's all any of these aspects, that's all any reading is here to do, is to help us take accountability and say, you know what, I want to work on myself. I want to work on the relationship with my people that I love. And to provide remedies for us to elevate in these areas. So y'all, don't take that for granted. If somebody is telling you, hey, I want to sit down and I want to talk about this, y'all, have that conversation. It's necessary. And your relationship will thrive afterwards in this energy. Especially if you're being mindful of your words and keeping a high vibration. Right? Because sometimes we can get egotistical in conversations. And start saying, well, I know I'm vibrating high, so you need to work on... Nah, bro. We can't be doing that. The conversation gonna go left. Guaranteed. So be gentle. Remember, even from the last reading, we are all in a process of unlearning and relearning during this whole summer season. Really. Okay. Oh, okay. You may realize you desire more stimulation when communicating in your close relationships. Move accordingly. However that may be. Express it. Or some of us may come to some hard truths. Like explained earlier about that Neptune retrograde, some illusions might be getting shattered right now. And we may start realizing that, oops, I wanted things in my life to look a certain way, so I chose this partner. When really now I'm recognizing that we're not in alignment. Some of us. Okay? I'm not saying break up with that person or cut that person off, but just be aware and move accordingly. My solution is always get a personal reading. I ain't gonna lie. I always consult with Spirit. Spirit has saved my life. Readings have saved my life, honestly. And that's not because I've always had the answer within myself. But y'all, Spirit just has never led me wrong. Spirit has never led me wrong. I feel like that confirmation is necessary. At least for somebody like me. I needed that confirmation. You know? I needed for my life to get back on track, or else I was going to take myself out the game. Yes, I'm talking about unaliving myself. I needed that confirmation, and I'm glad that I found it too. Anyways, let's move on to these last remedies, okay? The first remedy is to avoid traveling. Last month's reading said to travel. And when I tell you I did. And I had a great time. But this month, at least for this Mercury retrograde, and then Saturn is retrograde, it's time to sit down for a second, okay? Be mindful of how you communicate. Look at your Mercury placement to help you navigate through communication issues, or just to navigate through this energy in general. Your Mercury placement on your natal chart will tell you how to move forward. Continue to work with Wata, okay? This month especially, we're going to have to practice flowing like the water, okay? Because obstacles will present themselves. Avoid speaking about religion. This is going to be difficult for me. It's going to be difficult for me because I go live on another platform and I talk about everything society says you're not supposed to talk about. Yeah. I'm not into politics, but we can go there. We can go there. I don't even watch the news, but guess what? We can go there. Religion and politics, that's all my life is about, really. And it's funny how much I know about politics and I don't watch the news. It's funny how much I know about the system and I failed social studies. No, for real. I got tired of learning about white people history. I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, moving on to the next remedy. I wish I could see the comments. I feel like I'm just sitting here laughing at myself. Lord have mercy. Okay, pay attention to how you and others communicate. It will clearly show your frequency and their frequency. That's what I meant to say right there, 'cause that ain't right. It will clearly show your and their frequency. So take this time to learn from life experiences and reflect on how interactions have gone throughout your life. Release and then elevate. Take time to clarify misunderstandings in your close relationships. Me and my auntie just had to do this on our family trip, during our family gathering. We had to sit and clarify some things. I'm so glad we did. If you're not willing to consider someone else's needs and emotions, simply let them go or suffer the consequences. If you're not willing to consider someone else's needs and emotions, simply let them go or suffer the consequences for staying with somebody that you don't want to be with. Situations you don't want to be in. We are not salmon. We do not swim against the stream. Move like the water. Go with the flow. Okay? Know yourself. Stand on that. Stand on your boundaries. And that doesn't mean that you have to be mean. It is what it is. You have to know, too, also, that everything that you want is there. You just have to get it. You just have to make room for it. And we can't be scared to go after the things that we desire. The reality that we desire. Let the illusions go. Love yourself. Love others enough to let them go, if that's what it takes. Okay? Work on sacral and solar plexus chakras to keep creativity flowing. Really, in general, this month we need to be working on our lower 3 chakras. We can do that through yoga, meditation, Reiki sessions, affirmations, dietary choices, like eating foods related to those chakras. Somebody put some other options in the comments if you can. What are some other ways that we can work with our sacral and solar plexus chakra? Solar plexus is directly related to our soul, to the sun as well. So sun gazing can help clear those chakras. Eating citrus foods. Okay. And the last 3 remedies is do not sign contracts or make serious agreements until the retrogrades pass. I didn't even write down when the retrograde is over, but I'm finna look it up. Normally I write that down, but I didn't this time. Remember that everything is aligning for your highest and greatest good. You have to know that. And get a reading. Get a reading. Okay? Or speak with a spiritual advisor, somebody who can see the spirit realm. Not just a regular therapist, but I do encourage people to go to therapy, right? But there's a difference when you're talking to a certified therapist versus a spiritual advisor, because therapists don't utilize spiritual gifts. They don't look into the spirit realm for insights. They look into curriculum. I encourage everybody in this group to get a spiritual advisor. It does not have to be me. Find somebody who resonates with you. Use your discernment. If their life is trash, if they're online arguing with people, then hey, you know for a fact that's not the type of reality that I want. Matter of fact, that's why I left my first godmother. Because why is your life so trash? All of the things that you're teaching me, why are you not doing it? Let me see when the retrograde ends. Mercury. Okay, so Mercury retrograde will be here until August 11th. Okay. And then there will be a post shadow. That will last all the way until August 25th. So this energy will last until August 25th. I'm honestly thinking about not doing a reading for August. Only because I have some personal birth chart readings to do. And this takes a lot of time. So I just don't know if I have the time to do this. We will see though. I know that this month for sure is going to be heavy. So I wanted to go ahead and throw those remedies out there and throw the energy out there so that we can better navigate through this. Because I would hate to see my people suffer. Depending on what the aspects look like next month, I'll let y'all know if I'm going to do a reading or not. I feel like for now, this is all of the information that we really need to know. These are the things that we need to work on collectively or individually to contribute to the collective, and just the reality that we desire. period. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I really do. I hope all of the readings are helpful. I truly appreciate those of you who are participating and engaging in this group. I kick people out. Because if you're not engaging, then what you here for? I want to see all of us prosper. I want to see all of us thrive. And I only want people around me who are doing the work. Period. I've even cut clients off who just want to complain month after month. Go suffer then. Go suffer. I love y'all.